So today I'm here with another video, and today's video is going to be about my top tips for backpacking. So yeah, just a little context. I went backpacking around Europe for about 7 weeks, and we did, I think, 7 countries or so quite a bit of country hopping. So tip number 1, plan around big events. And we completely stuffed up our whole planning of the trip because we planned it all beforehand and then got to our second stop in Brussels and realised that we didn't factor in like going to any big festivals and things like that. And I mean, we're from Melbourne, so a lot of people do go travelling in winter and then like in the European summer, so you're most likely going to see a lot of like your uni friends or just friends in general at festivals and in those countries at those times. So yeah, definitely do that. The few like big festivals that we kind of heard about while we went were well, firstly we went to Melt, that was in Berlin, and it was like a good mix of like kind of more electronic and then also kind of more mainstream people. I don't know if mainstream's the right word, but like there was Tame Impala, there was like Two-Door Cinema Club, I don't know, like kind of bigger acts. So that was in Germany. The other really big ones are Sziget, that's in Budapest, and it's like on its own island, and I saw these photos and I was super jealous. We actually came home before that, so we did actually get to go, but it's like over 7 days and like they have massive people. Like this year they had Rihanna, Do I Need to Continue, like it's just like all their like headline is that big. So yeah, I would really want to go to that next year. What we did in terms of camping and stuff was that we just bought a really cheap tent and some yoga mats, and then we just threw it out after the festival so we didn't have to lug it around with us everywhere. So my next tip is to think about pre-booking certain places and not pre-booking certain places. Don't know if that's a tip, but we'll see. So basically what we did was that we pre-booked the first 2 weeks and then we kind of just played it by ear. It worked out not so well in our pre-booked areas because we stayed in Amsterdam, Brussels and Spain for way longer than we wanted to if we were just to play it by ear. So just because like I didn't really like Amsterdam and Brussels that much, and we spent like a week in like not both of those places, a week in total in those 2 places. So yeah, it was just like way too much and we just got really bored. But also we got to the middle of our trip and realised that there were no hostels in Greece, like the Greek islands, because you know it's quite small and there's not a lot of places, and then like the places that are left are astronomically expensive and you can't like afford it. So yeah, definitely definitely Greek islands I would pre-book like way in advance, just so you get good accommodation and you get cheap accommodation. Definitely Greek islands I would pre-book like way in advance, just so you get good accommodation and you get cheap accommodation. Third tip is about hostels. So I would really recommend going to party hostels just because it's so much easier to meet people. Like people go there with the intention of actually meeting new people and making new friends. I mean, we did find that it's a lot more closed off and like people keep to themselves at like normal hostels. And also like a party hostel is basically, you can always tell what they are by like location. It's always like in the center. Price, if you go on Hostel World reviews, like they always have like reviews in the hundreds and really good ratings. So that's kind of a key feature of a party hostel. You can also just search in Europe party hostels and you get the best ones. You know, they do their own events and like pub crawls and stuff, so it's also super easy to meet people that way. It's not the cheapest, to be honest, like hostel wise. Like sometimes we're paying like $50 Australian dollars a night, but you kind of pay what you get. So yeah, I would recommend doing like party hostels in party cities, like, I don't know, Amsterdam, Barcelona, Greek islands, and then in places where you kind of just want to relax, just go to a really cheap, just normal hostel. Also, I don't really recommend all-girl dorms if you're looking for a party, just because, I don't know, we like, in Amsterdam, we were in an all-girls dorm and like literally it was a Friday night and it was 10 p.m. We were getting ready to go out and we realised that everyone was in bed. Like everyone in a 16-person dorm. So yeah, We also stayed in an all-girls dorm in a party hostel in Rome called the Yellow, and even then that was quite tame as well, so yeah. So another thing about hostels is that location is key. You kind of pay for location basically, and by having a good location you don't have to walk as far, you don't have to spend money on public transport, you don't get tired. Like some places like in Barcelona for example, we stayed at a hostel. It was actually a pretty good hostel, but it was 40 minutes from the beach. So walking 40 minutes hungover and then walking back 40 minutes hungover is not fun, and you might say you don't have to walk. We were being cheap, we walked everywhere. It's also a good way to like stay like fit when you're drinking and eating bad stuff all the time. But and it's also a good way to see the city. So yeah, I would definitely recommend walking a lot and getting a hostel with a good location. But again, sometimes you just have to save money, and like cheap hostels are going to be like an hour out. And also if party hostels are ever booked out, which they always nearly are, like there's like Rising Cock in, oh my god, I'm blanking. Lagos in Portugal, sorry. There's like Flying Pig in Amsterdam. Even then, if they're booked out online, always send them an email and just see if like someone's cancelled, or you know, if they have any hidden bookings or bookings that aren't showing up on the website. And yeah, I know we missed out on a lot of places, but I talked to people who had found places in really hard to book hostels, and yeah, that's what they did. I'll just like list a few good party hostels that I heard about on my travels below in the below bar as well. So tip 4, pre-download Google Maps. It will save your life, because as I said, transit's like the worst thing in the world, having like a massive bag, scorching sun, sweating, not knowing where you are, being really confused, not knowing the language, not knowing who to ask. And Google Maps literally, yeah, you can download the map of the whole city and just chuck in the address of your hostel, and it basically tells you exactly where to go, which is super good. Super good, really good. Anyway, we were super dumb. I mean, it seems like a tip that is quite like, you know, like duh, like download maps if you don't have Wi-Fi and you can't get Wi-Fi. But yeah, we didn't really think about how important it was until like maybe 4 stops. And like all my friends told me to do it as well. I was just like, yeah, you know what, we can read maps. So tip 5, as I mentioned before, I'm not a big believer of tours. Tours like Kentucky, I know Bus About is just for transport, but even then it's super expensive. I just like, I mean, I've never done it, so I could be missing out. But I think it's just not like the best way to save money. I kind of get it just because like, you know, you can make friends easily because you have to travel with these people, but you can do that in hostels really easily as well. So I think it's just a waste of like $1,000 that you could be saving, or like $1,000 that you could be spending on something like much more worth your time, like, you know, festivals and things. Because like, you know, a tour, something that's really good to like just see a new city is walking tours. Like there are a few good companies like Sandman's, and they're free, but like not, just because at the end of the tour you're supposed to pay how much you think it's worth, and you know, that can range from like €5 to like €10, or yeah. You also do have to pre-book online though, so do that. But yeah, it's super cheap and a really good way of learning about history if you want to and stuff like that. One tour that I really think would be worth it would be Sail Croatia though. We didn't do it this time just because it was super expensive and we kind of just wanted to see Croatia by ourselves for the first time. But I heard so many good things about it, and like a lot of people go. It's very party in that kind of sense. So like you drink all the like every single day, so you're hungover every single day, that kind of stuff. Tip number 6 is to book your attractions online. That also seems quite obvious, but yeah, we are a bit dumb, but so I'm just gonna have to spell everything out just in case. So attractions like, you know, Anne Frank House, we had like a 4-hour wait, maybe 3, I don't know. You know, when you wait a long time, you tend to hallucinate. Maybe it was 2. No, I think it was 3. Anyway, it was not a fun wait. Like stuff like Colosseum, really long wait. I don't actually know if you can book online though, but you can definitely book online for Vatican City. In fact, like, it's probably better because we talked to people who waited in line for like 5 hours, and Colosseum we waited for like 3 hours. It's not, like, doesn't sound that bad, but like, you don't have Wi-Fi, your phone runs out really quickly, so you're trying to save battery, you're in the sun, you're burning, you're hot, you're dehydrated, you need to go to the toilet and there's no toilet around. Like, it's just not fun waiting, so always book online. Also, always bring your student ID just in case, because some places do offer discounts. I know one place in Croatia that I'm still particularly salty about. Molly got like a 75% discount and I had to pay like full price because I left my student ID at home, which wasn't fun. And lastly is about transport. Now, we weren't that great with it just because we flew to a lot of places. And, you know, flying's never a cheap option, unfortunately. I kind of just jumped on Skyscanner and checked all the prices, and it seemed all like pretty cheap, and it seemed to be the same prices as the train, so I was like, of course we'll fly, it's so much easier. But also, like, Skyscanner doesn't really give you the right price. Like, there's always like hidden fees and stuff that you get when you check out, and then it like adds another $40 or $50, and then it's more expensive than the train. So yeah, I knew a lot of people just got the Europass, so that's probably a really good option. But kind of what I found is we tried to take a bus to every place possible, because the bus is literally like 15 euros. It's dirt cheap compared to like trains and planes. It takes a lot longer, but you know, you can use that time to sleep and do like just catch up on like, I don't know, life admin, like your finances or something. Good site for booking buses is Go Euro. Like, they kind of give you every company possible, so you can get like the cheapest one. We use Flixbus a lot just because we heard good things about it. I mean, it's supposed to have free Wi-Fi, which is a lifesaver, but like on some buses they actually didn't have free Wi-Fi, which was annoying. And then there's also one bus company that I can't remember that's usually cheaper, but like the buses are shitter as well, so you know, you pay for what you get. Yeah, and I think that's all my tips. I hope you liked them. I hope I didn't ramble on for too long, and yeah, if you did, like, comment and subscribe, and you know, I'd love to hear some of your travel tips as well, because I want to travel more and more and more. See you next time. Bye!